I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about "But I held on to no contact." So this is a success story, and so many of you are struggling with your breakup, and probably a lot of the time you feel like it's not even going to turn around. But one of the things that I love about a breakup is that it truly motivates you and oftentimes really changes your life for the better. Now, I know it's hard to hear it when you're going through it, but when you come out of the other side, either if you've been doing the work, you're either going to feel really good about yourself and where your life is going and reattract your ex, or you're going to find somebody that's even better for you. But you've got to do the work, because what you don't understand is that where things left off with your ex, it doesn't mean it's going to stay that way forever. And I know it feels like it. I truly do. I've been there. But even breakups that seem completely hopeless, they do turn around sometimes. Now, I'm not going to say always, because that's simply not true. But the more you work on yourself, the more you're doing the workbooks or the creative healing course, the more you're truly going to change things about yourself that you still don't even realize. Just look at the comments of the people that are staying motivated, okay? And doing the workbooks of the course. Because it's about really working through these deep wounds that we've got that we're not aware of, figuring out how to be a better partner, areas that we struggled, and also thinking about what we're going to do the next time to be ready to blow away the people that we date, right? Because a relationship is like kind of like a living thing in a sense, right? Like it's not this one thing that it's like an end goal. Like it's not, I just got my ex back and that's the end of it, right? Because where does that leave you if you just get them back? It's everything that you do afterwards. You understand? Like it's not this, a race and you stop at the finish line. It keeps going in a sense. And so you want to have a great connection with that person, and it's going to take a lot of skills and changes to have one again. So I got a great success story here, and the reason I like this one is because this woman had no idea of the work the guy was doing behind the scenes to change things. She thinks it's completely done, like most of you are at right now, but then he comes back and she's like, I can't even believe this. So this one may be a little bit longer, but it's worth it. So I wanted to share it with you guys, okay? So she goes on to say, me and my fiance, let's call him Yuma, are in an intercultural relationship. Okay, so she's white, he's Asian. She's Italian, he's Japanese. And he's also 7 years older than her. She didn't give her age. She says, I know, speak of all the odds being stacked against us. However, our problem was none of that. It was money. He had trouble staying out of debt, whereas I am pretty financially competent. It got to the point where I had to call off our wedding because I was dreading what our future would look like, but didn't break up with him. I wanted to give him more time to get better, but was feeling very anxious about the future. Well, think about it. She's planning a life with this guy. He's not good with money. She's okay. She's thinking, oh boy, if we get married and our finances are combined, this is not going to go well. However, a month after calling off the wedding, Yuma broke up with me because we were fighting too much. I held it together in front of him, but I was beyond devastated. I had to throw away all the life we had built together and basically start from scratch in a different country while he stayed in Japan. I went full no contact immediately, and even though it was the hardest thing I'd ever done, I kept on doing it. A week after the breakup, as I was deep in the throes of the despair that came from being broken up with, I came across your channel. And oh my God, your metaphor about the butterfly hit home for me. I don't remember quite which metaphor it is. I think I do, but it was from a while ago, so I'm not going to try and repeat it. She says, I got on a couple of coaching sessions with Margaret and worked on myself. You see, the key is to work on yourself. So while I know it's incredibly difficult to stay motivated, trust me, 30 minutes a day on the workbooks or the creative healing course is really going to change your life. I promise you. Okay? You've got to stay motivated. I feel that I'm a pretty secure individual in my attachment style. He's a textbook avoidant. But I could also see that I was bossy, controlling, holier than thou, and unyielding on certain parts of the relationship. Okay, so I have to be honest, I'm not sure if she's really there yet. And I hope she's really sticking to the work. She didn't say if she's doing the workbooks of the course, but I really hope she is. Because you see what she's saying here, bossy, controlling, holier than thou, and yielding. All of that screams anxiety, okay? And so I don't know how much work she's done, but I hope she stays with it because those symptoms are telling me she's got a lot more anxiety than she maybe realizes about herself because she still described herself as pretty secure. And those behaviors don't really come from somebody who is secure, okay? Especially when she said she's unyielding, relentless. Think about that. I worked on that and tried bettering myself to become more flexible, humble, and open. Keep working on it. I've been doing this a long time. Keep working on it. In the midst of working on myself, he reached out to me within the first few months of the breakup. And you know it? It was about our cat. I'm telling you, I see it all the time. It's so funny. But that's what people often do is they reach out about the cat. I don't know why. But look at the comments from people that are on the channel. They'll say it. I can't even make this stuff up. The cat. It's by far the number one excuse. I felt it was super hilarious since it was a reoccurring thing on the channel. However, he kept being slow in his answers, which made me think that while he was having fun with other girls and stacking up even more debt, he also wanted to make sure that he had me as a fallback. Okay, so there we see more of her anxiety, right? He was slow to answer, so she was anxious. She was catastrophizing, thinking, he was going out with other girls and racking up more debt because of the silence, right? After a month or so of him playing games, I got angry and put down the firm boundary that he could either Skype with me or get lost forever. What does that sound like to you guys? It sounds like an ultimatum, right? So that's not good, right? Like you don't want to come across like that, okay? That's not quite setting a boundary, and we just filmed a video on boundaries, ironically. But this is not setting a boundary if you're using that kind of tone, okay? So you got to be mindful of those kind of things. He went back into no contact for another few months, and I thought that was the end of it. I was devastated again, but held on to no contact. Until the fateful day when he called me. Brace yourselves for this part. Okay, guys, this is going to be quite a lot. This is one of the reasons I wanted to share this one. Obviously, we get a lot of success stories, and we don't have time to get to them all because we have so much content we want to do. But I really liked what happened here because this is interesting. He calls me and says that he's taken care of the debt, that he's working hard on saving money, that he's sorry about what happened, but that he's killed himself working ungodly hours. We're talking 12 to 15 hours a day, 6 days a week, to be able to save up enough money to come into Europe and pick up where we left off. It's quite a bit. Think about that guy's level of motivation, right? She thought it was done. He showed me proof of this and said he has kept loving me the whole time, and that he knew he needed to get on my level to be able to give me a happy life. But that he realized he needed at least a year and a huge amount of work for that to happen, and didn't want to keep me hanging while he had no idea if he was going to be able to pull it off. He said that he knew he risked losing me, but that if I were to find a better man than him in that time that it took to get his act together, he would have accepted it. He said that he had been keeping me hanging with the slow answers because he knew he was not ready to come out with what he was doing yet. And in fact, he planned to stay silent until at least November, when he would have been 90% done. However, seeing that I put down the boundary of calling me or getting lost, and I don't think that's so much of a boundary as an ultimatum, so you got really lucky here. And that's what I'm telling you, I still see some anxiety there. Now, I don't know how much you've grown since this point, but when you describe yourself as secure, and if we really look closer at your behaviors here, you're not as secure as you think. I'm not saying it to hurt your feelings. I'm saying it so you can get this straightened out, because you have a good chance of turning this around, and I don't want you to blow it. He decided to call me and show me that he was doing the work, and to ask me to wait for him until he's ready to come home. To say that I was blown away doesn't even begin to cover it. I thought the whole time that he was going on dates with other girls left and right, stacking up more debt, and in general over me from the get-go. After 48 hours of complete shock, anger, surprise, and disbelief, I decided to give him another chance and take him back. I can't believe that in the month that followed, we are basically getting reacquainted and really picking off where we left off. He did a literal mountain of work and is still doing it until he's ready to come home to me in Europe, which will be in the winter. Great, that gives you some time to get yourself in a better place, because I still see some stuff going on with you. I think emotionally you're still hurt and angry. I don't think you've processed those feelings enough. And I want you to be ready, because it sounds like he's doing some work and this is turning around. But you know what I talk about, putting yourself on probation for 9 months. That means you too. Okay, I hear about him. I want to hear more about you. Okay? I can't believe that after giving up my life in Japan with him and basically feeling dead inside for months, I have been given this huge second chance. You see, guys, she never thought it was going to happen. Just like many of you, just like you who are watching this right now doesn't think it's going to happen. Do the work, okay? You always want to be somebody's best option. People are always going to have other options in their life. And if you're not doing your best to be their best option, and vice versa, why would they stay, right? I mean, like, a lot of times we get so complacent in our relationships that we mistreat people. We aren't considerate of their needs. We don't communicate with them. We don't think about how they feel because we're so caught up within ourselves. When you truly do the work and you get to a great place, you become a lot more balanced within yourself, and you can be a much better partner and have much better relationships. Okay? I know there would be a future for me either way, and that no one ever died of a broken heart. That's actually not true. People do die of a broken heart. Okay? Just look what happened to Padme. Some of you are like, what? No, but people really can die of a broken heart. So, yes. But let's go on. And the sooner or later, love comes again for anyone. Well, not always. We can't say that's certain for everybody, but when you do the work and you really get to a great place, you're going to have a lot more options, and you're going to be a lot less likely to turn off that person that you really, really like. Guys, one of the things you don't understand is that Most people that you date, it will feel easy and effortless. The problem is when you find somebody you really like. Those are the people you're really going to be the most likely to mess things up, because we get attached and your attachment issues come out. And that's why I'm trying to get you to over prepare, because you'll see the people that you really like are the ones you're going to be making a lot of mistakes with. That's why I'm trying to always warn you guys, because I know what happens. Trust me, I see it. Okay. The fact is that I get to be with him, so it's just as good and makes me happy beyond words. I never knew he loved me so much. Basically, even my wildest fantasies, where everything went as I wanted it to, I never imagined things going this well. I am floored at how things turned for us. I just wanted to say this and write it, because in my darkest times of no contact, when I could not even fathom something like this happening, reading and hearing success stories of the people on the channel gave me the strength to stay in no contact. So now I'm here in Europe, starting a new job and getting back in school, waiting for Yuma to come here in January after both of us are finally butterflies. So I'm assuming she means when I've talked about transforming in no contact and coming out of a cocoon like a butterfly, right? And so he's done that and you're doing it. And the more you stay motivated on it and the more he does, the more likely you guys will have a great relationship together. Just a little bit more. Thanks for your channel, and to Margaret. You both give me so much hope and taught me what to do and to hold firm on my boundaries. It truly paid off. Thank you for everything. Okay. Well, your boundaries felt a little like ultimatums, so I really want you to work on that, because ultimatums really turn people off. And, you know, there are things that we need from our partners that are okay to set as a boundary. It's just you have to be careful of the way that you present them. And having an attitude of, you know, get lost might make somebody say, you know what, I don't like the way you talk to me, that's it, I'm done. But it didn't happen here. So obviously this guy really loves you and he's been showing it. Stay motivated, guys. All of you out there, stay motivated. I promise you, the workbooks are going to change your life. The creative healing course is going to blow you away. You got to do them though, 30 minutes a day, okay? That's how we get real change. And all these changes that I try and prepare you for are the things that I knew you need. You know, I see what people need after a breakup. I've gone through this. I've lived this. I've been, you know, trying to figure this out for many, many years. Many, many years. And Margaret and I talk about this every week and, you know, have for years. And now we have Coach Victoria on board. And she's even been on the channel for, I don't know, at least 4 years now behind the scenes. So please understand, even if your situation doesn't look good right now, it doesn't mean it will always stay that way. And even if your ex doesn't come back, you want to blow away the next person. And even if the ex doesn't come back in a time that you want, they may come back in 5 years and then get blown away by you, right? So always over prepare. It pays off one way or the other. All right, so if you want to get my help personally, you can do it on my website, AskCraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Of course, Margaret and Victoria are also available. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.